Well, hey there, everybody. I'm Adam, and welcome to Two Dudes Picking. Tonight, we're going to do something new. It's about the it's the second time we've done it, but it's the first official time we've put a name to it and we've marketed it and we've done all the broadcasting and flyers for it on social media. It's called 15 Minutes with Friends. And what we intend to do is put a link to our podcast in the chat. And if you would like, you can click that link. It'll give me a message here in the admin page, and I'll bring you into the podcast. And we want to get to know each and every one of you at 15 minutes at a time. Now, of course, there won't be enough time in one broadcast to get to know all of you. So we intend to do this on a bi-weekly basis. More than likely, it'll be about this time, Tuesday at 9 p.m. here at twodudespicking.com. And it's opposite of the weeks from our weekly bi-weekly podcast, which is Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. But what we really truly want to do is grow this community. There's a lot we can learn from each other. In fact, there's so much I have yet to learn, even though I've been selling for about 7 years. And even though I'm making about an extra $1,200 a month net profit, there's still so much more that could be done to teach, to learn, to get to know one another. And what we'd like to do is get to know you 15 minutes at a time. Now, I can see that there's about 2 people watching right now live. If you want, click that link that's over in the chat on the YouTube page, and you'll pop up here on my admin page, and I'll bring you into the podcast and give you an opportunity to tell your story. Why do you resell? What do you resell? Where are you from? How long have you been reselling? I just really want to get to know everybody in this reselling community. And I think that it would be nice to learn from you and for you to teach others your tricks of the trade, if you will. So don't be shy. Click the link and come on into the podcast. And while we're waiting, I'm going to go over a few sales that I had this week. Let's share my screen here. All righty. You can see here that my most recent sale is a version of Microsoft Windows 7 upgrade. I picked that up at a yard sale. No, I didn't. I picked this up at Goodwill. It was half price of $3, and I picked it up for $1.50. And it sold today for $29.95 free shipping. That's excellent. Now, my only worry about this is the product key. I tried very hard to get in touch with Microsoft to verify the product key, but they couldn't do it for Windows 7. I want to take a second and pause, and I see there's someone new watching. I want you to make your way over to the comments, and you'll see a link. And if you want to join this podcast and get to share your story for 15 minutes at a time, click that link and come on in. Oh, look at there. We have someone. Let's bring them in now.
Adam, what's up?
KB Flips, how are you doing?
All right, what's going on, brother? How are you?
It's good to see you again.
Yeah, definitely, man. You too. What's
Excellent. Up? So, since this is technically your first time because this is our first broadcast of 15 Minutes of Friends, go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, buddy. Tell us what's your name and where are you from?
How are you? My name's Bill. I'm the owner of KB Flips. I'm from Massachusetts, about a half hour outside of Boston.
Nice. I went to Boston once a long time ago. I loved it. It was in October. Yeah. It was very nice.
Beautiful time of year up here. Absolutely.
The days were nice and cool, but the evenings were chill. Yeah. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm over it though. I'm done. I think we're moving south.
Well, good. I don't want to move up there. Don't get me wrong. I like it down here in the South. I'm in Georgia, if you couldn't tell by my Southern accent. I really do like it down here in the South. How long have you been reselling, Bill?
Let's see. Probably just about a year. I think last October. Yeah, last October I put my first few items up.
And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't the K and KB Flips, isn't that for your wife's name?
Yeah, that's my wife. Yeah.
So y'all flip together?
Yeah, she helps. She's starting to get into it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're having to twist her arm pretty hard there, huh?
Yeah, well, she sold a few things on Mercari, and what she sees the bank account growing a little bit. So then now,
Right.
and she listed a few things on mercari, and they sold, within like days. So now she's like, huh, and she sees me leaving the house every day with packages and, whole truck full of packages.
That
And
sounds fun.
oh, absolutely.
What do y'all normally sell?
Um, Pretty much anything. I don't have like a specific, niche. I just like, I don't know, just find anything that I think I can flip.
Just
You
if you
know?
see it on the shelf, you look it up.
Yeah, well, I've been really having a lot of good luck at yard sales, garage
Okay.
sales. I have been starting to get into estate sales. I've been finding that the first day of the sale is a few of the I don't know what they're called, a few of the companies around here that run the estate sales.
Yeah, like an
First
auction
day,
company or something.
yeah, the first day is usually high, but for what I go after, like I'm finding that like most people just like walk right by it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm going after, a lot of like the vintage electronics and stuff like that. And a lot of people just, walk right by them.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know a lot about electronics, and that intimidates them.
Oh, yeah. I enjoy electronics because they always sell. But the problem is, you have to test them. I don't know how to fix them.
Right.
So, I've had, bought a few that they didn't work.
I got you.
And so, either sell it as is or I just bring it to Goodwill or, or whatever. I don't have the time, stop.
Sometimes you just have to cut the loss, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I've been doing well with health and beauty stuff lately.
Oh, really? Do you find that at Goodwill or estate sale?
No, there's a pallet place. There's a liquidation company about a half hour away from me, and they're open Saturdays and Sundays, and usually one night during the week. And I've been hitting there on the weekend, and I think a lot of people just want nothing to do with it. And he lets you pick through the stuff, so I don't get any expired stuff. Like I was just listing these. I grabbed a dozen of these the other day.
Is that some protein?
Yeah, proteins, and they're selling for about $24.99 each.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed them for $1 each.
I was going to ask, how do they sell that stuff? Is it individually priced, or each item's a certain amount?
He has them in big bins, and everything's $1.
Everything's $1.
Everything's $1. So I bought these. I bought
that's a deal.
Oh yeah, I bought. I've been getting some. Multivitamins
Some
for
vitamins, yeah,
$1. I mean, everything up there is $1. Been doing well. I bought a lot of protein, but I did make my first sale on Amazon about a half hour ago.
Nice.
I did. Yeah, it was the first one.
What was it?
A wrench set.
Okay.
A wrench ratchet set.
I got you. Yeah.
So,
Tools.
I had found that. Yeah, I found that at a yard sale, brand new. Scanned it with the Amazon seller app on the phone, it's pretty simple to list. Like you scan it, if it comes up, you just hit sell.
Yeah.
Price. It's the first thing I sold. I probably have about 20 things up on Amazon. It's the first thing that I sold.
So you doing fulfilled by merchant, or are you mailing it into Amazon?
I did. I had bought a case of tennis balls.
Okay.
At an estate sale. I got a whole case, 24 3-packs for $5. So
Wow.
I wanted to see how it worked on Amazon, the FBA. So I did ship all them in to Amazon last week, which was kind of weird because I sent a dozen of them in. And when they sent me the shipping labels, like to send, I had to send 2 to one Amazon location. I had to send 7 to another one, and I had to send 1 to another one.
So they had you break up the quantities.
Yeah. And that was,
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess
They don't want to overpopulate their
exactly what
stock
they
in one location.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
different. So how about you? Now, what have you been selling?
Oh, odds and ends. We did a yard sale run last let's see, it was October 3rd, so maybe 2 Saturdays ago. And we had 4 large community yard sales in our area, and we just went crazy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I think truthfully, I was purposefully knowing that there was going to be so much to look at that day. I kind of held back on a lot of small stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I found like 6 different Harley shirts that are like both the button up and the vintage t-shirts.
Nice.
I found some electronics. I found Nintendo Wii. There was a game inside the Wii, which like
Even better.
it was like the game I've already sold both. I bought it all for 10, sold the Wii on Facebook Marketplace for 65, sold the game for 27 on Mercari. I sell a lot of electronics. Okay, not a lot. I like to sell a lot of electronics, but I'm very picky on what I pick up.
That's what I've been finding. This was like my first summer, like really hitting yard sales. And I noticed, like for myself, at the beginning of the summer, back in like May, and I was pretty much just like grabbing like anything. But now I'm very selective about what I'm getting.
Carolina Hustler's in here saying, "Hey man, what's up, buddy? You doing all right? Thanks for dropping by." He said, "Hey to you too, buddy." So I kind of have a rule of thumb for electronics. If I can't sell it for at least $50, I just don't mess with it. And the reason is because it takes special handling for packaging. I gotta have enough box. I don't have a lot of large boxes on hand, so I gotta find them. And I like to already know the weight and the box I'm gonna put it in before I list it for precise shipping. So if I pick up something for 5 and I can sell it for 50, I'll do it. If I pick up something for 10 and I can sell it for 50, 60, 70, I'll do it. But I'm not going to spend $5 to $10 for only $30 to $40. To me, it's not worth the bubble wrap. It's not worth the box modifications. It's not worth the time for listing. So I'm picky. That's what I mean by I'm picky.
Oh yeah, exactly. Now, do you box your stuff prior to shipping, or like after you list something, do you box it and then store it? So
okay,
I
at least bubble wrap it. Let's see. Can you see that corner right there? Where are you? That corner right there?
Okay.
That's about 3 VCRs I've wrapped up in bubble wrap and saran wrap or pallet wrap.
Okay.
Because that I want to first off I have a pre-cut box that I use for measuring. And if it's bigger than that box, then I know I need to go find a different box in order to list it properly. Okay. But I just really don't like listing and guessing on the weight and the size when I do calculated shipping.
No,
so yeah, I like to know.
Now, so when you list something that's pretty heavy, now are you now what type of shipping are you using?
I've actually learned that FedEx ground is cheaper.
Okay.
And I'm testing the waters with Pirate Ship. And the reason why I say I'm testing the waters is because I think that the things that I'm shipping are still a bit too big for a real discount on Pirate Ship.
Yeah.
Those are usually for things that are smaller but heavy.
Small and heavy, like
And but see, the thing with Pirate Ship, which kind of I don't quite understand. I mean, I understand how Pirate Ship works, but I don't understand where the savings comes from, because if you can fit it in a regional A box or regional B box, then you're significantly saving some money there already by using USPS.com or, through eBay, using USPS regional A or regional B.
Now, if you're shipping something that's heavy, now what options are you giving the customer?
I personally, I don't really give options. I actually put in the listing a shipping notification. Like I'll choose for the VCRs, for instance.
Okay.
That I just sold one and it weighed like 13 pounds.
Yeah.
And it was cheaper to ship through FedEx than it was through USPS. And I know that there's people's preferences between the United States Postal Service versus FedEx,
All right.
but I actually go for the cost advantage, more so, and I don't really give them an option. Now, if they email me or message me and say, "I'd rather use this, can you give me a quote?" And I've had that before. I've had somebody message me and say, "I'd rather use USPS, can you give me a quote or an invoice for it?" And I'm like, "Sure." But I
Oh,
usually just put in the description at the bottom, shipping FedEx ground or shipping USPS priority.
okay.
That way they if they read, they'll know. But you know how that goes.
Yeah. So now, when you set up like your shipping rules or whatever eBay calls it, so you're just putting like most of my items, probably like 90% of my items, I have USPS with priority.
Mhm.
Usually, if it's first class, I do free shipping.
Yes, I'm with you there. Yep.
It's a first class, but there's a few things that are like for instance, I got a set right here, um, a set of bathroom um bathroom utensils, like the toilet paper holder, the tissue holder, the
Okay.
toothbrush holder, towel rack,
I
and that
got you.
probably weighs like 15 pounds.
Okay.
So I boxed it, weighed it, and then I gave them, I put the dimensions in the listing, and then I gave them the option of UPS, FedEx, ground, or if they wanted faster, USPS with priority.
So one thing that I need you to teach me about is the options. Technically, just to give you an update, since this is 15 minutes with friends, we got about a minute and a half left.
All right.
Um, Real quick, how do you set up options? Because I have drop downs of predetermined templates for first class free, priority calculated, FedEx ground calculated. How do you put options on the listing?
When you go into your listing, and
Hmm.
when you selecting your I think they call it rule, like when you're
The shipping rules,
yeah, you just edit and you create a new shipping rule,
right?
and you can put whatever you want there. I usually give them USPS, UPS, or FedEx.
I guess I didn't realize that you could choose more than one option in that rule.
But yeah, there's a little drop down that says add. When you're creating the rule, you
Hmm.
select another, like another option.
Okay, I'll have to look. I'll have
Yeah,
to pay closer attention to that.
because I know some people want, if they want a priority, they're definitely going to be paying up like for something that's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But shipping is the hardest part, because I've shipped some stuff that I thought was going to cost a lot, and it doesn't, and other stuff I didn't think was going to cost that much, and it cost a ton.
Yeah. It definitely costs a lot. Bill, I appreciate you clicking that link and joining so we can
Absolutely, brother.
talk about more about your eBay sales and things like that. KB Flips. I'm gonna take your YouTube page and put it in the description. But if you would prefer that I maybe share your eBay page or something like that, just
Yeah,
put it in the
Well,
comments down
I
here, and I'll make sure to do
yeah.
that. Okay.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Definitely.
Bill. I really appreciate you jumping in with
All
us.
right, brother. I will talk to you.
Have a good evening.
All right, later. You too.
That was nice to get to know Bill and learn more about his shipping options that he does over on eBay, and that is getting his wife started with Mercari sales as well. And if you want to join in to our episode of 15 Minutes with Friends, there is a link in the top of the chat on YouTube. And if you click that link, you'll show up in my podcast admin page, and I'll be able to bring you into the podcast so that we can get to talk with you as well and get to learn more about your eBay sales, maybe your YouTube page, basically whatever you want to share with the community so that they can get to know you better. We have a couple of watchers right now. I see Carolina Hustler is in the chat. I appreciate you stopping by, Casey. Thanks so much. We have Marrakesh. Now, I wouldn't mind speaking with you some more if you want to jump in, because You come into our podcast and I really appreciate it, and I want to know for sure the proper pronunciation for your name. So if you want to join into our conversation, just click that link at the top of the comments, and don't be shy. Don't worry, I won't bite. All right. Look at there. We got Buffalo Picker in the chat. Thank you so much for stopping by, buddy. I appreciate it so much. We're trying to get to know more about our YouTube reseller community. And we just got done talking with Bill up in Boston with KB Flips. His YouTube page is KB Flips. I didn't catch his eBay link, but I asked him to share it with me so that I can put it in the description. Once this posts and you're watching the replay, you should see the links in the description below. So if you want to join us on 15 Minutes with Friends, feel free to click the link that's up the top of the chat. Here, let's see. I will go ahead and post it one more time to bring it refreshed into the comments. But I was sharing some of my recent sales, and while we're waiting for the next person to join us, I'll share some more. Okay, so we got done talking about the windows that I sold. Oh, this is an interesting one. I sold Scrubs, the complete seasons on DVD 1 through 8 for $99.95, free media mail shipping. I picked these up at a local thrift store. Each one was priced at about $4 a piece. And actually, no, that's wrong. It was $3 a piece. And it came to $24, almost $25 after tax. And I sold it for $99.95 just yesterday. I sold yesterday. Let's see here. Come on, reload. This is an interesting one. This Batman Halloween costume. If you come across Halloween costumes right now and they're in good shape and good condition, and this one was still in the bag, I think you should pick it up. And the reason is because it is Halloween, my friends, and they want to buy some cheap, I should say less expensive Halloween costumes than that they're going to get on like Spirit Halloween or the Party City, because those things can get expensive. This guy picked this up for $29.95 plus shipping. It went all the way to Puerto Rico. So we're going to have a Puerto Rican Batman some point in time this Halloween, and I think that's great. This isn't the first one I sold. I also sold a Robin to a lady. I sold a Chewbacca outfit to another lady. I have a Michonne cloak from The Walking Dead, and I also have a Star Wars Darth Vader costume for a toddler, and all of them are going to sell, I guarantee it. So let's take a break real quick from my recent sales and tell everybody who's joined in what's going on. This is 15 Minutes with Friends, and we just got done talking with Bill with KB Flips so that we could get to know him better and what he does with his eBay sales and adventures. But we want to get to know you too. There's a link in the chat, and that if you click that link, it'll bring you into the podcast with me. And for 15 minutes, we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about related to reselling and getting to know you, your story. Do you have a YouTube channel that you want to share with us? Do you want to share your eBay page with us? What do you sell? Whatever you want to talk about from a reseller perspective. And maybe we'll go off topic a little bit. But basically, the point is to get to know our reseller community so that we can learn from one another and share tips. Bill and I were talking about shipping, and he was helping me learn that there was actually an option in the eBay shipping rules where you can create multiple shipping options in one rule. Now, I didn't know that. I think that's excellent. I'm going to look into that. I thought that each rule had to have one specific type of shipping option. But now that I know you can select more than one shipping option for my heavier objects, I'm probably going to give my customers an option, maybe USPS priority and FedEx. I don't know. It's just something to think about. Like you said, we'll get to learn more from people. Puerto Rican Batman in Espanol. That's right. I didn't send a message to the guy, but I'd like to see the pictures when he gets it. He did buy it in time to get it by Halloween. That's for sure. He bought it yesterday. Man, yesterday was it was a really neat day of sales for me because I was packing up 2 sales that I had made, and as I was packing those up, my phone went cha-ching, and that's when I sold the Batman costume. And then when I was packing up the Batman costume, it went cha-ching, and that's when I sold the DVD sets for that TV show Scrubs. And it just felt like it just wouldn't stop. It was excellent. It was awesome. Yesterday, I made about $134 on those sales. And I do this part-time. So to get to know more about me a little bit, if you're interested, my buddy Gary and I, we sell part-time on eBay. And I do a little bit on Mercari as well. And we do it part-time because we both have full-time jobs. We work at a company here in Columbus, and I work in the IT department. He works in like I'm going to call it a fraud department. He doesn't commit fraud. He investigates fraud. But we work for the same company, and we've been friends for maybe 12 years now. I honestly lost count. We play golf together, and when I learned that he did eBay selling, it really piqued my interest. And I thought, that's a way I could, raise money to buy myself a new set of golf clubs. Or that's a way that I can go to Disney World with my family. Or I don't know, we could put new tires on our trucks. I mean, that's why we sell on eBay. But I want to get to know you and hear your story as to why you sell on eBay. What do you do? Do you do it full time? Do you do it part time? And if you do it part time, what do you use the funds for? Is it for family or is it for putting meat on the table? I'd like to know. So don't be shy. Go ahead and click that link that I put in the chat and come on in, and I'll bring you into the podcast. And for 15 minutes, we'll talk about anything you want to talk about reselling. Let's see. He's Marrakesh. I heard Atlanta is good for sourcing. There are lots of Goodwills in Atlanta. And what I like about their Goodwills, different from the ones here in Columbus, is pretty much all of their clothes are set prices. Here in Columbus, you may come across random, just regular old shirts, and they're all priced at $3.99. But then you may come across a Harley Davidson or an Under Armour or a Southern Marsh or something that you actually want to buy to resell, and it's going to be priced higher, $7.99, sometimes even $9.99. I came across a Harley Davidson shirt one time priced at $14.99. But so they do special pricing on certain things. But in Atlanta, pretty much everything is a set price, no matter what brand it is. And I like that a lot. Now, their set price is about $2 higher than the standard price here in Columbus. But if you think about it, you actually end up winning. Because if all you're looking for are those good higher price ones here in Columbus, then you're only going to pay $6 instead of $8 or $10 in Columbus. So I like it in Atlanta a lot. We did on April 1st last year, not in 2020 because of COVID. We went to Atlanta. Gary and I went to Atlanta and spent the entire day jumping from Goodwill to Goodwill, and we got a truckload full of stuff. I think we spent maybe $200, $300 a piece. And yeah, there is some really good sourcing in Atlanta, and that's mostly because there's a lot to choose from. You can be much pickier and still get a lot of good stuff. Well, click that link. Come on in, brother, and we'll talk about it more. All right, we got about 7 people watching right now. I want to get to know one of you better for 15 minutes. In fact, I wanted you to, I'm sorry. There's a link I put in the comments. Click that link. Come on over. You'll show up in my podcast admin page, and I'll bring you into the conversation. And for 15 minutes, we'll talk about anything you want to talk about reselling. We get to know you better, get to share your story, get to share, whatever you want to share from a reseller perspective here on Two Dudes Picking. I really appreciate everybody who is watching right now. And if you want to get the chat going, throw something out there in the comments. What are y'all selling right now? What's hot to be looking for? Let's start that. Bolo. So I'm going to put here in the comments, what's the hottest Bolo right now? And let's talk about it. I want to not just talk about it in the chat. I want to talk about it in live for 15 minutes with anybody who wants to click that link right there. Come on in. Don't be shy. This is the way to get to know our reseller community. We were just talking with KB Flips. His name is Bill, and he's up in Boston. And I really did enjoy getting to talk with him and learn more about shipping. And he sells electronics and some health and beauty products. he was telling me about a place he has up there where he can get liquidation stuff for $1. I think that's great. I wish there was something like that here in Columbus. There might be one. I've yet to go test the waters on it because their hours are only open while I'm supposed to be at work. So I haven't really made it over there yet. But eventually I will. I'll take a day off of work, make my way over there, ask a bunch of questions, and figure it out. All right. In my area, they price great brands so high under fashion focus in separate area of the store. Yeah. So they sound like they do what they do in my area, where they basically they pick it for you ahead of time and put it at a higher price. Yeah, they do a lot of that here too. You got to just be lucky that they miss something. That's how like if you're looking at men's shirts and you come across a Southern Tide, which is a good brand, by the way, more than likely it's going to be priced at $6.99 or $7.99, and it's going to really cut into your profits. But maybe, just maybe, they missed that one and they did it at the regular price of $3.99, and that's when you swoop it up. Now, there was one time I came across 3 or 4 Ralph Lauren Polo 3XL or extra big or extra tall or something like that. 2 of them were priced at $7.99 a piece. One of them was priced at $3.99. And I actually asked the manager, "What's going on with this pricing? Why is this so backwards? This is just messed up." And they said, "Well, you're lucky that you found that one for $3.99 because it should be $7.99 like the other 2." And I told her straight up, "Well, if it was, I wouldn't be buying it either." So I bought that one because those extra tall 3XLs, they'll sell. But those other 2 at $7.99, I left them behind. I told her that she could wait to see if they'll sell for half price on half price week, but I wasn't going to buy them at $7.99. But I agree with you. If they do something like that, then I just don't know if they're going to get their full, value. They're not a nonprofit, but they pretty much have no overhead except for paying their employees. They don't have to pay for any type of stock or inventory. It's all free, given to them. So they're just squeezing the penny as tight as they can, in my opinion. So tell me what else you think. What else is going on with your Goodwills around there? Well, we don't have anybody else clicking that link. I really hope that someone will. I might cut this one short in about a couple of minutes if nobody wants to join in. But I hope you do, because I want to get to know you better. Buffalo Picker, if you're still here. Marrakech, click that link, man. I'll get to know you better. Carolina Hustler, if you're still there, click that link. We'll talk for 15 minutes at least, and we'll share your story, your resale story, that is, or your eBay page, or your YouTube page, whatever it is you want to share or teach the reseller community. Well, let's take another look here at my solds. And I want to tell a story here about this hat. I picked up this hat on Friday during lunch at a local thrift store. It is a Polo Ralph Lauren hat. It is corduroy and leather. And I picked it up for $1.50. And okay, Buffalo, hanging with the family. All right, buddy. We're going to do this every other week, Tuesdays at 9 o'clock. And more than welcome to join if you'd like. Just click on that link whenever and you see it, then we'd be glad to bring you in. I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. And tell your family I said hey. I wish them all the best. So this hat, I bought it for $1.50. And the only other one on eBay like it was listed for $140. But there were none sold. Like I said, the one and only other hat like it on eBay was a listing for $140. So I thought, might as well underprice this thing a little bit so that it's at least the next one to sell if anybody does want this hat. So I listed it for $99.95 with best offer turned on. And that same day, surprisingly, I got 5 watchers, and one of them sent me an offer for $50. And I thought in my head, do I try to get a little bit more out of this deal? Or do I just count my blessings and take the deal? And you know what I did, folks? I took the deal. I mean, if you're going to pick up a hat for for $1.50 and somebody wants to buy it off of you for $50, I think you should take that deal. I charged them for shipping. I did priority shipping because of the cost of the hat. I went ahead and did priority shipping, even though it was light. It could have been first class. I wanted to take that extra care with the shipping, and they paid $8.25 more for priority shipping. Paid $50 for this hat, and I sold it within 24 hours. So pay attention to vintage Polo Ralph Lauren hats like this, and you might come across a treasure if you find it. Let's see, what else have I sold lately I can tell you a good story about. Here's my Mercari page. Complete. See, here's another Halloween costume I've sold. In progress. Oh, just sold this Logitech joystick. How about this Nintendo Wii game right here? Mario Party 9. This is a good story. This was in the Nintendo Wii that I picked up for $10 at a yard sale. And I sold it separately for $27 free shipping. And then I sold the Nintendo Wii for $65 on Facebook Marketplace. So I turned $10 into $95. And that's the way reselling goes. And that's what I enjoy about this game so much. This was a special icing on the cake. Didn't even know I was getting it when I paid the $10. But that extra money was so surprising, and I loved it. All right, everybody. Well, I appreciate Bill from KB Flips joining us. And there's nobody else clicking. And I set myself a timer that if I didn't get anybody else who wanted to join, then we would just, do 15 minutes at a time. So I appreciate everybody coming in tonight, especially Bill for clicking that link and joining us. Thanks to everybody who's joined us in the chat and in the comments. If you want to, I'm going to give you 30 more seconds to click that link and come on in. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and close it right here, guys. Thanks so much, everybody, for jumping in and participating and talking with us about rebate reselling, getting to know our friends in the reseller community one at a time, 15 minutes at a time, here on 15 Minutes with Friends at Two Dudes Picking. I hope y'all have a great night. Stay safe out there and have fun picking.